Hello everyone and welcome to the Willow Witch channel. So we are doing a tarot reading today for our Gemini love check-in. I'm so excited to read for you, gorgeous Gemini watchers, and of course you do not have to be a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising to get messages from this reading. So if you have found your way to this reading, whether you're cross-watching, watching for your sign, or watching just because you're curious, there is a reason. So definitely take what resonates from this message today. So we'll go ahead and get started. I am going to draw from these two tarot decks. So we'll start with this Journey of the Sacred Bee tarot deck. Beautiful artwork. I just love the feeling that I get from this deck. It's very aesthetically pleasing. This color on the back, some of my favorite colors all together in one place. So yeah. All right. I'm loving the feeling in your reading already. Just the energy I'm getting from shuffling these cards is just gorgeous. Okay, I am getting this one to start. So we've got Seven of Discs, Patience. Look at that beautiful card. I love the plants that are pictured in this deck as well. So if you're a plant lover too, you're in the right place. The Tower. Oh, wow. Getting some so there was actually some lightning here earlier today. And I'm getting that kind of charged up, excited. I feel kind of like a giddy sort of feeling in my body, in my energy right now. So if you're feeling that too, definitely a sign for you, or maybe you're going to be feeling that soon. Oh yeah, look at that, Knight of Cups. Okay, I have to show you this beautiful card. I just love the imagery there. Gorgeous. Such a beautiful blue color as well. Matches really well with my little stone over here, my little gem. All right, let's see. I think just one more card here. Let's see what we get coming out for you. I feel like your guides are being really precise with this reading and what they are wanting for your energy. Oppression, Ten of Wands. Okay, interesting. So let's just see what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, Three of Cups, Abundance. I was kind of getting that feeling like your message wasn't quite complete on the top row there, and I see why. So, all right, we are going to get some clarifying cards from this deck, which is the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. And it's a really clear deck with some pretty clear messages. At least that's the way that I tend to feel when I'm reading it. We will use it as clarifiers for the top row, but we'll also look at it as its own message. So we'll do a little bit of both. Four of Wands, Joy and Stability. And that kind of, normally I take out the cards a little gentler, but that came out with like a bang. So I feel like that's a kind of a sign. Oh, 4-4. So you may be seeing 4-4 angel number. Definitely your angels are so very much here with you. Yeah, I mean, 7 is also a very spiritual number. We've got 4-4, 7-7. Maybe you're seeing like 74. Here's another 7 in our 17. Yeah, okay. I've got a couple of 3s as well. Oh yeah, and dreams coming true. And interesting, yeah, challenging time. So we'll talk about this. I feel like, yeah, I mean, definitely getting some clarity there for that Ten of Wands oppression card here has a very different feel from the rest of the cards, and I feel like that's for a reason, so we will talk about that shortly. Eight of Pentacles, dedicated effort. So I'm not going to keep this deck in the reading, but for some reason I feel like this Eight of Pentacles is a nod to someone here. So maybe if this card has specific meaning to you, take that meaning that resonates. If not, what I'm kind of seeing here is that you know, your work is paying off, right? There's this beautiful creation going on. Yeah, and I feel like you've just been kind of like putting one foot in front of the other, you know, in your pursuit of love, in, you know, if you're single, you know, trying to maybe heal and work on your own, kind of like your own sense of self, so that you get into a relationship in the right kind of mindset. And yeah, even if you're in a relationship, kind of doing that inner work. I feel like with this paint and painting on this wall here, you're kind of like stroke by stroke of paint, figuring out the picture of what you want your future to look like. Okay, so just a nod there from your spirit guides. Really interesting. I haven't done that in any other reading, so just unique for you guys today. But yeah, so all right, let's get a look here at your total picture. So I'm really being drawn, interestingly, to this message at the end here, because I do feel like this Ten of Wands, this oppression card coming out, you know, it has, like I said, such a different feel from the rest of these cards, right? And it's really interesting. I'm noticing kind of this shadow in the background, and this like box of you know, made out of like this kind of really stark, bare, kind of bleak feeling in this card. I mean, we've got like, these to me look like when flowers dry out at the end of the season, and they have like seeds that are inside these dry, kind of hard, like husks, and these will like blow in the wind. You know, we see kind of wheat blowing here in the winds, and then these little seed, little like seed containers almost on these dried out flowers are blowing too. They'll make like a rattling sound, and I'm just getting this really interesting general feel from this card of like almost this like eerie, bleak, deserted landscape with like weird rattling sounds, and yeah, just this like really bleak feeling. So wow, I'm sending so much love if this resonates with you. You know, I don't know exactly what situation this may or may have pertained to for somebody or some people you know, coming to this reading, but yeah, that sense of bleakness and of oppression and of just kind of like stark, almost like hopelessness is coming through really strongly when I'm looking at this card right now. So yeah, I feel like your spirit guides are giving a nod to this, you know, and of course we all have the capacity to feel this, you know, at different times in our lives and with different things that have gone on. And I mean, honestly, even looking at other parts of the world, right, or parts of our history as a people and how we've treated, you know, other people, how humans have treated other humans, right, or even treated animals or the planet, right? So if, you know, if that's kind of resonating with that sense there, yeah, I feel like your guides are like giving you a nod that, yeah, it's hard, you know, there's things that are hard in this life, in this world, in history of mankind, right? Kind of getting that like mankind feeling there for some people too, with that like silhouette in the background, kind of like looking on to what, if this is a nod, and my dog just groaned, she's dreaming. Yeah, if this is a nod to kind of looking at like what mankind has done to the planet, or things like that, right? I'll stop going on, but oh yeah, that's some heavy energy, and I feel it as well. So kind of a nod. Really interesting to have that come up in a love reading. I don't know exactly why I'm not getting a clear message why, so maybe there's really different ways that that's resonating for people. But of course, anything that goes on both in our own lives, in other people's lives, and even in the world at large, whether it's in our local community or our global community, right? We're all connected. And so we do pick up on those energies, whether that's consciously and it's like on our mind, getting us down or impacting our lives in some way, right? Or if it's, ancestral or intergenerational trauma, that can very much impact our love lives. Can even relate to past lives for some people here as well. I'm getting, yeah, but I mean, any sort of energy is gonna, whether it's directly in our love lives or not, it has an impact on every other part of our lives, right? So energy in the outside world is going to get, come in and impact our personal lives and our intimate lives as well, right? Our intimate partnerships. And yeah, so okay, we're going to go ahead and move on from that message. I could probably talk about that for a long time. But we're already quite far into your reading, and I apologize for kind of going down a bit of a rabbit hole there. Yeah, kind of got pulled into that energy a bit, so maybe you're also feeling that, but we'll reroute. So moving on. So, the two, well, you do have three major arcana, but I'm going to talk about these two first. So the two major arcana that came out in this second row, this clarifying row, are this move card and this heal card. And I feel like there's a really strong message here for you, especially because, so this is the Chariot card in a traditional deck, and then this is the Star card in a traditional deck. Excuse me, I'm getting a little bit of a throat chakra clearing, so I almost feel like a little choked up, so I'm going to continue to try to leave that energy and just let it have its time and place, and get back into kind of your central message here. So thank you for the messages. Okay, so yeah. So with this move and heal energy leading into this dreams coming true, which is over this challenging times card, right? So we've talked about challenging times already, I feel. And this dreams coming true card is kind of almost like coming in, despite the challenging times, the oppression, right? So it's a message of comfort for you. I feel like there is this movement from this energy, from this kind of challenging energy, a movement towards healing. And especially with this opportunity beckoning, this Tower energy, I feel like is almost this bolt of lightning coming in to kind of shake up that energy, right? So if there's been a feeling of being kind of bogged down, of being pulled into that type of energy, I do feel like there's going to be this moment or this insight or this meeting of another person or this conversation or, whatever it is, right? It could be so many different things. I feel like there's going to be that moment where you're almost like struck and split, not in a bad way split, but like essentially like shaken out of this. I feel like this honeycomb here is almost representing these little like cells, or almost like the feeling of like a maze, a labyrinth that maybe you feel like you've been kind of wandering around for a while. I feel like this tower is coming in to just split that open, essentially bring you out into a wider perspective, a greater sense of freedom and openness. Really interesting because this patience card out of the corner of my eye almost looked like a tornado. And so similar energy to this tower, where I feel like there's these like this wind of change coming in to shake up that energy, to blow in new vigor, new vitality. And it's a reward for, I feel like you've had to be patient and kind of walk over almost like hot coals. You've had to like walk on eggshells, or you've had to walk on something prickly, like that kind of feeling where, you've had to climb up something that's precariously balanced and find your way through obstacles. And it's been feeling kind of, really challenging. These challenging times. It's really coming through over and over again as a strong message that there's been something going on that you've had to really put a lot of effort into. I mean, your central message here, your kind of crowning message, is this Three of Discs effort. And the guides are wanting me to bring attention to so the Three of Discs is a Three of Pentacles in a normal or in like a traditional tarot deck. And the Three of Pentacles, we often get the visual representation of two people working kind of like as a team, whether it's a couple or a working partnership, but it's usually two people. And then they're being essentially guided by somebody who's either a kind of like an ascendant master or a spirit guide or a spiritual leader, even sometimes an angel, right? And so this dandelion is definitely bringing to mind kind of this angelic feeling and presence, right? Like it's like we kind of blow on a dandelion when we send up prayers or send up wishes to the heavens, right? Or to like the universe, the collective consciousness, and we kind of blow our wishes into the wind. And I'm getting that sense of kind of asking, like maybe there's been moments during the challenging times where you've really like felt like you've had to pray or to ask for guidance, or to kind of send up your hopes and your wishes for the future. And your spirit guides are sending a really strong message here, that they've been walking with you. Okay, it might sound a little cliche. I felt like somebody here listening to that was like, it's a little cliche, but that's the message. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. But we've got these two pentacles here and this one higher pentacle in the middle. So I feel like there's very much a sense of being guided along with the person who you're asking about today. And I feel like they very much come in here with this Knight of Cups, this absolutely beautiful card. I love all of the visuals here. It's kind of subtle, but when you really look into the card, there's so much going on. And of course, non-gender specific. So however you identify, however the person you're interested in identifies, take the energy from the card, not necessarily the gender that's depicted on the card or the word. Okay, so I'm getting here with this kind of like almost rainbowy color on this cup and this kind of glow coming from around it. And it's within this beautiful opening lotus flower. And this blue color. It's almost as if he's looking, like this lotus is on the top of a beautiful lake or a beautiful pond, and it's as if he's standing above it and looking down into the lake, into the lotus, and this is the reflection that we can see, right? And so I feel like if this card were depicting a picture or depicting a scene in real life, there would be, this figure looking above down into the card, right? And so with that, yeah, hang on, there's a few different messages coming through for me or for you, and I want to make sure that I can channel them correctly. Yeah, so with this spiral up here on what looks like his hood, where there's almost depiction of like galaxies or it's a little hard to tell what exactly is depicted up there, but there's definitely this spiral energy, and spirals have had a lot of significance for indigenous cultures around the world for eons, right? For generation upon generation, where that spiral is often found at a place, a very special, sacred, energy-centric place, where sometimes it's during like the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, that the sun will shine through this one specific hole in a rock and will send this one beam of light onto another rock where a spiral has been carved. That was carved, hundreds and hundreds of years ago by ancient people. And I'm getting a really strong message here that may have some significance, some connection for your person. Okay, so maybe for you too, it might resonate, but I am getting that your person is somebody who, whether they have blood, hair, like lineage to some of these ancient peoples who would do that, where they had that knowledge of the heavens and how the moon and the stars tied into so many of like our ancient rituals. Yeah, just getting a very strong message of this person that you are either already connected to or will be connected to in a love relationship, has this beautiful insight. And I feel like that's going to be so healing for you to be in a relationship with somebody who who cherishes, who's like, it's hard to convey into words, but the feeling that I'm getting is that they have a love for ancient ways of knowing, and that they carry some of that wisdom within themselves. I'm getting a very strong message that they carry it within like their belly, like they have that like gut, like knowing of they can sense these ancient energies, and they have so much respect and acknowledgement of the sacredness of that knowledge and of those places, and of those peoples, and that perhaps they're a healer in that way. It's definitely something that's needed in today's world, is to heal and make reparations. So okay, beautiful. I'm gonna leave that part of the message there. I'd love to know if that resonates for some of you, because I have so much respect for that. Yeah, and then so these last two messages here that I haven't quite talked about yet, this Four of Wands and then this Three of Cups, this beautiful abundance card. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like I have to explain these too much, but this just gives me such a sense of, you know, just honestly, like you guys, there's going to be, you know, so many synchronicities in you coming together. You're going to understand each other on this really deep level and help each other heal. And I feel like there's going to be I'm getting a message that this relationship will move pretty quickly, and that if you know, you're somebody and your person is somebody who wants to be joined in marriage, definitely getting a strong message. We've got like this card, which is literally like depicting a hand tying ceremony, which is, you know, symbolic of marriage in many cultures around the world. And then this joy and stability Four of Wands card typically is depicted as the 1111 card, you know, the card of divine union, of celebration and marriage. Yeah, so, and then obviously we've got stability here. So I do feel like this has the potential to go towards this beautiful, long-lasting, abundant, you know, relationship where you're celebrating this, right? So absolutely beautiful. I am going to leave your reading here, my beautiful, beautiful Gemini. Thank you so much for bringing your wonderful energy. I'm really happy for you guys, and hope that if you aren't already in a relationship with this person, that comes quickly and smoothly for you when you're ready. All right, so have a wonderful rest of your day or night. If you would like to get notifications of future videos that I post, then go ahead and click on the little bell icon below this video so that you can get notified. And if you like this reading, please do go ahead and like the video as well. Give me a little thumbs up. That definitely helps to grow my channel and make sure that I can keep posting all these videos for you guys. So I'm really enjoying doing these beautiful love check-ins. Would love to hear any feedback. If you'd like to leave any comments, they are more than welcome if you'd like to share your story. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world, and I hope to read for you again in a future reading. All right, bye-bye.